So in this video, we're just going to quickly run through how to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator for sales and get the most out of the platform. Let's get into it. So this is LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And if you're using it, you know how powerful it is. It is literally the most up-to-date B2B database on the internet. And most databases out there are actually built on the back of LinkedIn. So if you want to get the most out of it, there's a few things I recommend. Firstly, you have to have a data tool. You need to be able to prospect and find contact information on LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And then you also need a tool to automate outreach. And the last thing there is you also need to use saved searches just to save yourself a ton of time. So let's run through how that works. So for us to find contact information and to run outreach, the first 2 points there, we obviously use LeadLoft. If I look at LeadLoft down here at the bottom, we have our Chrome extension. We have segments here, and segments basically allow you to organize leads that you're prospecting. You can see founders here. We also have playbooks. And if I select the playbook, it will actually allow us to automate outreach with a single click. So let's go ahead and save a couple contacts here just to show you how it works. We'll scroll down, look for somebody we want to get in touch with. Maybe it's Ryan here. We'll click save on him. Maybe Patrick. We'll click save as well. Chris, we'll click save on him as well. We've already saved him. We'll click save here on Hernan as well. And when you click save, LeadLoft is going to find their email address and their direct dial, also verify both in real time, and then also clean up both the company and the contact name. So we'll get rid of the CSPO, we'll get rid of the emoji, etc. Make sure it's outreach ready. And this will also increase email discovery rates because we're searching with clean data. So you can see here, we found a bunch of email addresses. This email is verified. This email is verified. This email is unverified. And what's cool with LeadLoft is we can actually verify those unverifiable emails. And I'll show you how to do that a little bit later here. And of course, the cool thing with all of this is when you click save, not only do we find contact information for the contact, but we also pull company information. You can see there's company information here about pre-planning, and there's also company information up here as well. So that's essentially how saving contact information works with LeadLoft's Chrome extension. But now let's run through how the playbooks work. Because of course, if you're using LinkedIn Sales Navigator, seeing this data is not all that useful. You also need to engage them. So we can hop into LeadLoft, and we actually use something called playbooks to actually automate this outreach. We'll scroll down here. There's founders outbound. And this is an example of a playbook you might use to engage leads. You can see we open up with Bounce Shield, and this actually verifies unverifiable or risky emails. So if half your emails are unverified, you can drop them into this playbook. We'll verify using Bounce Shield, and we'll actually determine if the email's verified or invalid with 99% accuracy. If it's invalid, we update that status in the background. And if it's verified, we also update that status in the background as well. From here, it obviously goes to automated emails, which are personalized, of course. Calling tasks, because LeadLoft can also find direct dials, automated connection requests, automated messages on LinkedIn, etc. So they're super powerful, and you can actually use this with a one-click engage feature. If I scroll down here, I'll select that playbook. I'll say our founders outbound. Let's go find somebody else. We'll say Lionel here. Oh, already saved him. Let's find some Yvonne. We'll click save on Yvonne here. Saving, verifying. Okay, we'll hop back to our pipeline. Now let's go take a look at Yvonne and see what's going on. Here he is from Blue Grid. We'll open it up. You can see we found his email. It's verified, indicated by that green dot there. You can also see we're actively engaging him in that playbook we selected. So one click to find, verify his email. And if you enable the phone finder, we'll also find his phone number. And of course, we'll also start engaging him in that playbook automatically in the background. We've also pulled information about his company here and here. And of course, that all just took one click to handle all of that. And what's really cool here is if he does reply, all that communication will actually sync to the right here within this lead. And what's really cool is you can hop in here and you can actually reply to those emails or even reply to those LinkedIn messages directly from LeadLoft. So that's how the prospecting works. Now let's go check out the saved searches because that's a really important aspect of all of this. I'm going to zoom out here just a little bit. If you hop in here, I can click this. If you make a couple of searches, right? Maybe company type, privately held, et cetera, you can just click the switch to save a search. You get notified of new results. And if you want to see your past saved searches, you just click the save search button on the top right here. You click it, I might open this up. And this is really useful because sometimes these searches take a lot of time to actually build out. Here's an example of a pretty complicated one. Company headcount, locations are very specific tech cities, right? Founder, CEO, they've been in the company for 1 to 2 years. And of course, we're searching for B2B here. And if you want to make this more advanced, you can hop in here and use Boolean search operators, which I strongly recommend familiarizing yourself with. So I could say B2B, or maybe you're looking for like agencies or consultants. Here's like another way you could do it. You could say agency, or consult, and go with that. And then that search will actually now yield all these filters plus profiles that include the key terms agency or consult, which would be consulting, consultancy, etc. And maybe you want to search for tech companies and you actually want to exclude anybody who mentions agency or consult. I could just add not before this and filter, and you'll get essentially the opposite. You'll now be getting profiles without agency, without consult, etc. in their profile. So that's a good way to just kind of narrow down the audience, is using these key term search results, either including or excluding, or even using phrase searches with quotes. And an example of a phrase search might be for AI. I'll put quotes there, say AI startup. There we go. And of course, if I wanted to get this without, if I was looking for AI startups that are not agency and not consultants, I could say AI startup, excluding agency or consultant key terms, click search, and we'll now probably get a bunch of AI startups down here. Yep, you can see AI. So again, small tangent there, but I strongly recommend familiarizing yourself with Boolean searches. It makes things just far more accurate, and it's a really useful way to kind of narrow down your search and just make LinkedIn Sales Navigator far more useful. So we've covered finding data. You need a tool to find data. You also need a tool to engage them. And you also need to make sure you're saving searches and really narrowing down your search results to get a great list of ideal customer profiles. So we've covered all of that. The next thing here that I recommend is if you're going to prospect, there's two ways to prospect. You need to review every profile, and you can do that yourself, or you can do it with AI. My team does it in both ways. So I can hop in here, and if I'm prospecting personally, I might hop in here, hover over this company, look at it, say, hey, yeah, this looks really nice, and then I click save. And this is a way that I like to prospect just to see if they actually fit our ideal customer profile. It helps us avoid contacting consultants or agencies or kind of like BS companies that are essentially named and like branded in a way that's misleading. And within LinkedIn, you could really only have like 20 connection requests per day. So making sure each contact you're going after is a good fit makes a huge difference in terms of the results and the reply rates of your close rates, etc. So it's worth doing that, and it's really worth taking your time. If you don't have the time to go one by one and manually review, what you can do is you can copy the search result at the top. So I've copied the URL. I can hop into LeadLoft, go to playbooks, go to new playbook, and then select AI Prospector. And what's really cool with AI Prospector is it's actually going to prospect and verify and qualify on its own using AI agents. So we're going to say, let's go look at the search. We're looking for AI startups, not agencies or consultants. We'll just say founders of AI startups. Founders of AI startups, founders or C-suite executives of AI startups. I think that's pretty solid. We'll click continue. So now it's going to build an audience in the background, but we're going to replace that with our search result. The next step here is to build the playbook. So we can build it by hand or use AI. We'll use AI here, outbound, and we'll just say, we help companies automate prospecting on LinkedIn Sales Navigator with AI agents. We'll click generate with AI. It's going to build it out in the background. So let's just give it a moment here. And this usually takes 5 seconds, 10 seconds. If you have more information, it might take a little bit longer, but it's usually pretty quick. So there we go. So it opens up with bounce shield. So if it's an unverified email, we're going to verify it in real time. An email that's personalized is using lead name, etc. Calling tasks, automated connection requests, automated messages, and of course, automated email follow-ups as well. So it looks pretty good. I'll go ahead and click use playbook. I might want to make some small edits there, but for the most part, it's pretty solid. And now this is where that LinkedIn search, if you remember. And if you remember, this is where that LinkedIn search URL comes into play. So we have this search up here, right? And again, I copied the URL at the top. If I hop into LeadLoft, I go to advanced targeting, I can actually input this here. Now what's going to happen is when you set this playbook live, when you click start playbook, LeadLoft's going to go contact by contact, company by company, seeing if they match your description here. And if they do, what's going to happen is we're going to save them, verify their contact information, and begin engaging them automatically. So it's very similar to manual prospecting. The really great thing about this is you don't have to do any of that prospecting. It works just like humans do. It works just like I do when I do manual prospecting, but it's completely automated with AI. So I'll go ahead and click save. And if I want to set this live, of course, I just click start playbook. In a couple of minutes, we'll start prospecting new contacts and engaging them. So there you have it. That's how to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator for sales. When it comes down to it, there is no data that is more up to date than LinkedIn Sales Navigator's data. I strongly recommend using it and getting a Sales Nav subscription. Just remember, you do need a tool to find and pull data from LinkedIn Sales Navigator. And you also need a tool to automate outreach to the data you've pulled and also to those contacts you've saved in LinkedIn. And if you're looking to do this, I strongly recommend using LeadLoft to find that contact information and to automate outreach. And if you need help doing so, feel free to reach out to me or my team. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video.